Ferreira.
Honorable Speaker, first thing, I support the motion, the resolution which has been introduced in relation to Mhadei, whether it's Bayale Sikher or now converted by the government. I also, before I make a statement on these things, there's one thing which I want to make this loud and clear, that we, members of the House, we enjoy certain powers, and there should be realized that we have a constitutional powers and we have constitutional duty. There is a separation of powers, and there's nothing to apologize to the judiciary when we speak in the House. I say this with a sense of responsibility because there's a clear line of division recognized in all over the world across democracies, and including the Supreme Court respects it. We are not speaking about the conduct of a judge. We are not speaking on a judgment. Even we can comment on a judgment, in a fair comment, even outside the House. I can say judgment is wrong, and that doesn't meet contempt of court. And I don't think we should bow down out of fear and immediately seek an apology. I had said 3 years back on a TV debate, even before I became an MLA, I mulale ek special team karun jai for fighting this Mhadei case. The moment आमची state government and Supreme Court an appeal गायल्लो, late गायलो ते, 1.5 वर्सांनी मागी appeal गायल्लो, हांवें सांगलो थिंगा, ते आमी एक dedicated team आसपाक जाय. कितें जाता, आदोगाद आसतात ते busy असतात, म्हूण special team असतात ते मागी ते specialized असतात. फकत ते एक matter, एक हिशोब, ते जाणात कसले evidence काडपाक, कसले documents काडपाक, and then present it before the Supreme Court. Supreme Court chance दिता म्हणला. कितें आमचें चूक जाल पासून जाल्यार आनी आमकां अपील घालूंक पडला ते मागीर दाखोवपा जाता सुप्रीम कोर्टान. आनी तेन्नाय सांगलेलें सगळे एकठांय जावपा जाय, irrespective of political party and from all over Goa, because Mhadei is very dear for us. Now, the next thing which I want to point out is, while I appreciate what previous speakers have spoken, every time we have been getting punches and being told afterwards, you be together. This is not something which I would expect of my colleagues. When we are together, we don't speak about you or me. We have to speak jointly because we speak as one voice for Goa. And that is what we will have to say. I will not take up whether this political party did this or said that, but I would only request, please refrain, because we must stand in unison and we must voice our grievance, apprehension, fear, and anxiety. Now, the next thing I want to ask now, the Honourable Chief Minister may kindly clarify this. We heard the Honourable Forest Minister and some other ruling party MLAs making statements that आता DPR जाला कांय जायना, so अजून आनी permission हाडूंक जाय. But I am going to read something I have not yet got. I was trying to get the copy of that. The Goa government has now filed an interlocutory application in the Supreme Court seeking to restrain Karnataka government from going ahead with construction work of Kalsa Bandura Dam project by diverting Mhadei water following Central Water Commission CWC approving Karnataka's detailed project report, DPR, last month. Mulole, आमचे सरकारान Supreme Court and IA means interlocutory application, which is what we call temporary injunction, which we ask. My question now is, if there is no fear, why do you file an IA now? You file an application. You can file a suit and say this property is mine. You can file a suit and say this, you can't touch it. When do you file an application for temporary injunction? Kenna gatat interlocutory application? When there is a danger, imminent danger, that some destruction or damage will take place. If you want to say nothing is happening, then why did you file this application? Secondly, if you file an application expecting that there is imminent danger, minimum thing amchi korpa jay, mention it for urgent circulation. Please get it on the board and get the court to issue notice and get it for a resolution. So this is what is very important, which is required to be filed. I have high regard for the learned Advocate General, who is my colleague. I have high regard that he will doing his work honestly, sincerely, and in the interest of Goa. But I think the government will satisfy the state of Goa if they come clear on these facts. And once again, I thank the House for giving the opportunity for us to speak. I thank the Speaker and the Chief Minister for personally moving the resolution. But all these things will get clear if we stand in one voice and get clarity on the issue.